Are you making these common dating mistakes? Look, we've all been there. That awkward first date, the fumbled text message, the feeling that we're just not quite getting it right. The truth is, dating can be a minefield, especially for many guys. But it doesn't have to be a mystery. Let's uncover the top 5 blunders men make and how you can easily avoid them for a successful dating life. Guys, I'm going to tell you something you might not want to hear, but desperately need to. Stop over-texting. You see it time and time again. A guy meets a girl, they hit it off, and then the floodgates open. Endless text messages, constant calls, always being available. It's like you're glued to your phone, waiting for her next message. Now, you might think this shows you're keen, that you're interested. But here's the thing. It can actually have the opposite effect. Instead of showing interest, it can make you seem overbearing. It can come across as needy, clingy, even a little bit desperate. And no one wants to feel suffocated by constant communication. And trust me, that is not the vibe you want to be giving off. You don't want to be the guy who's always waiting by the phone. Think about it this way. Would you rather have a woman who's always available, or one who's a little elusive, who has a life of her own? The same goes for you. The same goes for you. You need to have your own life, your own interests, and your own passions. Women are attracted to men who are confident, self-assured, and who have lives outside of their relationships. It's about balance. So how do you find that balance? How do you show interest without going overboard? How do you show interest without going overboard? It's about pacing yourself. It's simple. Give her space. Let her miss you a little. Don't bombard her with messages. Let her wonder what you're up to. Don't feel the need to text back immediately. Let the conversation breathe. Give it room to grow. Remember, dating is a dance, not a race. It's about building anticipation, creating intrigue. It's about building anticipation, creating intrigue. You want to keep things exciting and fresh. And you can't do that if you're always there, filling every silence. Sometimes, silence can be golden. So, put down the phone, step away from the screen, and go live your life. Engage in activities that make you happy and fulfilled. When you're genuinely happy and engaged in your own life, it shows, and that's incredibly attractive. So, stop over-texting and start living. You'll be amazed at the difference it makes. Let's talk about the art of conversation. Because here's the thing. A good conversation is like a game of tennis. It's about back and forth, give and take. Just like in tennis, both players need to be engaged and responsive. It's about listening as much as you speak, about asking questions and showing genuine interest in the other person. It's about creating a rhythm where both parties feel heard and valued. But here's where a lot of guys trip up. They make it all about themselves. They dominate the conversation, talking endlessly about their work, their hobbies, their latest gym session. They forget that a conversation is a two-way street. And while it's great to be passionate about your life, remember that a date is not a monologue. It's not a stage for you to perform on, but a platform for mutual exchange. It's a chance to connect with another human being, to learn about their world, to see if there's a spark. It's about finding common ground and building a connection. So, how do you avoid this trap? How do you make sure you're not just talking at her, but actually talking with her? How do you ensure that the conversation flows naturally and both of you feel engaged? Again, it comes down to balance. It's about sharing and listening in equal measure. Yes, share about yourself, but don't forget to ask questions too. Show that you're interested in her as a person, not just as an audience for your stories. And not just surface-level questions, but ones that show you're really paying attention, that you're interested in her thoughts, her feelings, her experiences. Dive deeper into topics that matter to her. Remember, people love to talk about themselves. It's human nature. When you show genuine interest, It makes the other person feel valued and understood. So, give her the space to do that. Let her share her stories, her dreams, her passions. Ask open-ended questions, listen attentively to her answers, and build on what she's saying. This way, the conversation becomes a shared journey, a dance of words and ideas. Chapter 3. Listen up, the power of active listening. Gentlemen, if there's one piece of dating advice you take away from this video, let it be this: learn to listen. And I don't just mean hearing the words she's saying, but truly listening, actively engaging with her, showing her that you value her thoughts and opinions. You see, active listening is about more than just nodding your head and saying "uh-huh" every now and then. It's about being present in the moment, paying attention to her verbal and nonverbal cues, and responding in a way that shows you're truly engaged. This means putting down your phone, making eye contact, and asking clarifying questions. It means reflecting back what she said, summarizing her points, and showing empathy for her feelings. When you actively listen to a woman, you create a powerful connection. You make her feel heard, understood, and valued. And that, my friends, is incredibly attractive. So, the next time you're on a date, put your phone away, silence the noise in your head, and really focus on what she's saying. Chapter 4. Don't ignore the red flags. We've all been there. You meet someone, you're smitten, and you start to overlook certain things. The initial excitement can be blinding. Little things at first. Maybe she's constantly negative, always finding something to complain about. Or she's always talking about her ex, comparing you to him in ways that make you uncomfortable. Maybe she's disrespectful to waiters, showing a lack of basic courtesy and empathy. Or she has a hard time holding down a job, constantly in a state of instability. These, my friends, are red flags. They are not just minor quirks, but potential indicators of deeper issues. And while it's easy to brush them off, especially when you're caught up in the excitement of a new relationship, it's crucial to pay attention. It's crucial that you don't ignore them. Ignoring these signs can lead to bigger problems down the road. Red flags are warning signs, clear indicators that there might be deeper issues at play. Indicators that there might be deeper issues at play. They are signals that something is not quite right, and ignoring them won't make them go away. In fact, it often exacerbates the problem. In fact, it will often make them worse. Small issues can snowball into major conflicts. So, what do you do when you spot a red flag? First, acknowledge it. Recognize it for what it is. Don't try to rationalize it away or convince yourself it's not a big deal. Second, address it. Confront the issue head-on. Talk to her about it calmly and respectfully. Open a dialogue and express your concerns. See if she's open to changing or seeking help if necessary. Willingness to work on issues is key. Remember, you deserve to be with someone who brings out the best in you, someone who supports and uplifts you, not someone who constantly drains your energy or makes you question your sanity. Your well-being should always come first. Chapter 5. Slow down. Avoid pressuring for commitment. Okay, gentlemen, let's talk about commitment. I know, it's a scary word for some, but here's the thing. When it comes to dating, pressuring for commitment too soon is a surefire way to send her running for the hills. Think about it. You've just started dating. You're still getting to know each other, still figuring out if you're compatible. And suddenly, you're hit with the "what are we?" conversation. The pressure to define the relationship, the expectation of meeting her parents. That's a lot of pressure for anyone, especially in the early stages of dating. It can feel suffocating, overwhelming, and frankly, a bit much. So, how do you avoid this pitfall? Keep it light and fun in the beginning. Focus on building a connection, enjoying each other's company, and seeing where things naturally progress. Let the relationship unfold organically. And if it's meant to be, the commitment will come naturally. without you having to force it. What dating mistakes have you made? So, gentlemen, we've covered a lot of ground today. We've talked about the importance of space, the art of conversation, the power of active listening, the need to address red flags, and the dangers of pressuring for commitment. Dating can be a challenge, but it can also be an incredible journey of growth and self-discovery. By avoiding these common mistakes, you'll be well on your way to creating meaningful connections and finding the love you deserve. What dating mistakes have you made in the past? Share your stories in the comments, and let's learn together.